There's something deeply unsettling about the idea of someone lurking just outside your front door, as seen in this first video. On a Thursday afternoon, Jasmine was walking back to her apartment with her daughter when something strange happened. They both felt uneasy, like someone was watching them. They began recording on their phone and managed to capture a man on camera. But according to Jasmine, this wasn't the only unsettling thing that would be caught that day.
So I'm sitting here looking at this Ring camera footage, and I don't understand how I didn't see this, because this is ridiculous.
At the very same time, something else was recorded. Something Jasmine wouldn't even notice until much later.
I just called the police. Get out front of my door. This is the last time I'm gonna tell you. Get out front of my door right now. The police on the way. Go.
In the hallway just a few feet away, the door to apartment 23 swings open on its own. It lingers ajar for a few seconds, then slowly shuts. Jasmine wasn't aware of it at the time, and only discovered it while reviewing the footage. But this event, bizarre as it was, wasn't what left her most disturbed.
In the 3 years that I've lived here, I have never seen this door come open. Ever. Like, you can't. But in the video, you saw the door just came open. Who opened the door? Like, look at it. Like, pitch black. Like, make it make sense. Like, how? How? I don't know. It don't make sense.
A few days after the incident, Jasmine filmed another video. This time, she focused on apartment 23. She explains that the unit has supposedly been locked and unoccupied for years, which makes one simple question incredibly unsettling. How did the door open by itself?
Just look, watch this. The door comes open. There's nobody there.
She had no explanation, and the more she thought about it, the more uncomfortable she became.
Okay, y'all, so property management sent somebody up to come take a look, so I'm gonna let him do what he do, and I'm gonna stay back here.
The light works.
You say the light works? Y'all, he said the light works. Oh, Lord. What is that? He's hungry. Y'all. What the hell is going on? Y'all see all these little kids? They have put kids' shoes up in there. What the? So how did? So hold on, because no, this other day the door came open when I was in here. So if the door came open, like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, y'all. So remember that thing? I thought it was a snake. I really thought it was some plastic, but y'all, I'm not gonna get close to this. This is real snake skin. Oh my God! Look at this. You can see, like, ooh. Oh my God. Look at that.
Eventually, Jasmine contacted property management and asked them to open the door. What they found inside was disturbing. A large pile of children's shoes, stacked eerily in the middle of the floor. It wasn't just a few pairs either. There were dozens. Jasmine didn't know what to think. Was this something paranormal or something far worse?
So I'm looking back at this video that I took with the property manager guy, right? And I noticed something in them pile of shoes. Those frozen Elsa boots, whatever you want to call it. Those boots are my daughters. Like, I'm gonna show y'all a picture that me and my daughter took, like, I wanna say like 2 months ago. Yo, this is crazy because I really thought she just lost them at school. Those shoes belong to my daughter.
Before calling the police, she re-watched her earlier recordings, and that's when she noticed something chilling. One of the shoes in the pile was her daughter's. Somehow, it had ended up inside apartment 23. She had no idea how this was possible.
Somebody in this building must be going around here just collecting shoes. And I'm not gonna say collecting, stealing little kids' shoes around here. I've talked to at least 2 or 3 different people in this building who have said that their children been missing shoes. So I'm thinking that somebody has access to that room and they're going around stealing shoes and then taking them and putting them in there. They just putting shoes in the room. Like it just none of this makes sense to me right now. None of it.
Jasmine showed the footage to property management. They confirmed that no one had lived in or accessed that unit for years. That's when she came to a terrifying realization. Someone in the building must have access to the apartment and had been stealing children's shoes and placing them inside. Even though the building management removed the shoes and promised to change the locks, they advised Jasmine to stay alert. So she decided to set a trap.
Okay, y'all, I'm finna get to the bottom of this. You see these little shoes right here? I put them here as bait, right? Bought some real cheap shoes, just, you know, little kid shoes or whatever. But what I did was, I got me a plant, right? Little cheap plant too, but look what's inside the plant. Hopefully y'all can see it. Hopefully nobody else see it, but.
She placed a pair of her daughter's boots near the door and pointed a camera at them. Her theory was simple. If the boots disappeared, then someone was definitely still accessing the room. Maybe even the same person who had taken her Ring camera a few weeks earlier. For 2 nights, nothing happened. But on the 3rd night, something finally did. While the camera was recording, one of the boots shifted. It lifted slightly off the floor, and then landed, now turned in a different direction than before. It looked like it had been moved, but there was no one around. Even Jasmine's neighbor, who lives right next to apartment 23, was disturbed. She later told Jasmine that on the same night, she heard what sounded like a baby crying, right outside her door. At first, she assumed it was coming from the hallway, but as she stepped outside, she realized the crying was coming from inside apartment 23. Scared, she returned to her apartment. And then, just seconds later, she heard something move behind the wall again. Whether she truly heard a baby is hard to confirm. There's no clear audio of crying in the footage. But even if she imagined it, it still doesn't explain how the boot moved. And that's what unsettles Jasmine the most. After this final incident, she decided to throw the boots away. To this day, no further footage has been shared, and no new developments have been reported. But the footage she did share continues to raise questions. And until those questions are answered, the mystery of apartment 23 remains unsolved. And it isn't the only case that remains unsolved. The same can be said about this next one. This footage was captured by a Ring doorbell camera late at night in the Bordeaux neighborhood. Two masked individuals were caught on video walking up to homes, checking door handles and car doors, moving quickly but deliberately. Thankfully, every door on that street was locked. The footage shows them trying multiple homes, including the one where the camera was placed, before moving on. No break-in occurred that night. But what's chilling is that they weren't just looking for an easy target. They were coming right up to the front doors. Most home invasions happen during the day, when people are at work and homes are empty. At night, it's different. If they're coming then, they know someone is home. And that means they're prepared for a confrontation, possibly armed. This incident serves as a serious reminder. Always lock your doors. Keep your defenses ready, because when someone comes at night, they're not just after your belongings. They're coming for you. We trust them to protect us, to be pillars of integrity and safety. But what happens when the person sworn to uphold the law becomes the very source of terror? This story is a stark reminder that sometimes the most dangerous threat is the one you let into your own home. This incident took place in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, during what began as a routine welfare check. Officers arrived at a suburban home and were greeted by a woman who was clearly shaken. Her voice trembled as she explained what had been going on inside.
Police department. Hello.
Hi. Back up.
Rancho PD, what's going on?
You just had it. Just a domestic thing, I guess. I've asked him to leave. I've asked him to let go of me, and he wouldn't. And he wouldn't leave.
What was going on?
I got home 30 seconds after he pulled up and he got pissed off. I didn't tell him that I was not here at the house. So I get called all the names. I don't know.
Was he drinking or anything? Anything physical happened today?
I mean, other than him not letting me go, and
So what happened with that?
I don't know. Between me trying to get away from him and between, I don't know when it happened.
So like you were trying to leave and he...
I'm trying to push him away and he just says that he's not willing to give up. He's not willing to let go. So he just says, let me just love on you. And I've asked him, and I asked him 5 times to let go of me, and he won't. I opened the door and I said, you need to leave, you can get out, you need to go. It's not his house, it's my house. And he won't. He said, no, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, how long has he lived here?
He doesn't live here.
Him holding you, where was this taking place out in the house?
In the living room, in the kitchen.
Okay. And he came up to you and he held you. How did he hold you? Was it by the arms, by
No,
the hands?
he tries to hug me. And I try to push him away. So it's
Is he like in front of you?
yeah.
Okay, and he said...
And I told him he was hurting my back, but and other than, I don't know when this happened, but...
So he was holding you, hugging you like pretty tight?
I mean, as tight as he could when I'm pushing away from him.
Can you come over here, just in case?
My neighbor called you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you please... I don't know if he told you that I asked you guys, but can you please not mention that to him?
Did Jeremy?
Yeah.
Either way, we're here. He knows we're here.
Well, he knows you're here, but he doesn't know that I asked for you guys to be here.
Okay.
Called.
We have to conduct our investigation regardless and let him know the reason why we're here for a welfare check concerning you. That we cannot line. It's going to be on our police
No,
report.
but you can see that it came from him.
And from PD also, by chance, the supervisor of the surface. So, do you think he'll be cooperative with us or no?
Oh, probably. He knows exactly what to say to be cooperative.
How long would you say that was going on for? Like the hug?
She said her boyfriend, Jeremy Navarez, a 29-year-old police officer from Bernalillo, had been holding her against her will. He didn't even live at the house, yet he refused to leave. That, combined with the fact that he was also law enforcement, made the situation feel even more dangerous. She told officers he had repeatedly grabbed her, saying he just wanted to love on her, and that she had to physically push him away, maneuvering around furniture just to stay safe. So terrified, she secretly texted her neighbor to call 911.
If you want, you can stay in the room with the dogs, or you can stay outside. It's up to
Can we just stay in here?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just about, I guess, kind of over communication throughout the day. So, came here, it's kind of just a little tense from the beginning. Kind of just asked her, like, you know, just let me go. If you're done, be done. Tried hugging her, that didn't pan out. She said that it hurt her back, I let her go. I had my stuff over there to leave, the bag with the stuff in the front to leave. She wanted the keychain off the keys that I have. I was like, well, you gave it to me, I don't want to give it back. Like, and then we ended up kind of just talking it out from there about what we could do better, or if we need to end the relationship or go from there.
Well, I just like a normal hug, and at times she's like, oh, I don't want it. And I'm like, just calm down, let me hold you, like, we'll work it out. And she's like, well, turn my lower back, because she's been having a lower back issue, and that's when I let her go. Where were you guys in the house?
Maybe like here? By the kitchen table?
Oh. Oh. All the way to the hug and stuff.
I honestly, I don't know. 10 seconds, maybe 15?
Oh, wow. Oh. Would you say, like, how hard or how firm was your grip?
When officers made their way inside, they found Navarez calmly downplaying the entire incident. He said it was just a misunderstanding, a simple argument between a couple. He admitted to trying to hug her, but claimed he let go as soon as she said her back hurt. To him, it was all just a communication issue. But then, one officer noticed something. A small home camera placed in the living room, recording short, motion-triggered clips. They found her phone and started reviewing the footage. Everyone in the room held their breath. And then, one 4-second clip said it all.
Hands off of me. Now, get your hands off of me. I said get your hands off.
Her voice, shaking, urgent, could be heard pleading with him. Get your hands off me. That short clip contradicted everything Navarez had claimed. The woman then told officers this wasn't the first time his behavior had raised red flags. In a prior incident, Navarez allegedly held an entire family at gunpoint during a felony traffic stop, all because they were speeding while rushing their dying dog to the vet. With the video in hand, the officers had what they needed. The story was no longer just her word against his. The arrest was made, right then and there. In the end, Navarez pleaded guilty to battery on a household member and was fired from the police force. This case is a grim reminder that uniforms don't always equal safety, and sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones who are supposed to protect you. Luckily, a hidden camera and a brave decision to call for help were enough to bring the truth to light. The cameras we install for our own security are meant to capture thieves or package deliveries, offering a small sense of peace. But what happens when they record something far more terrifying? A moment when the sky itself falls. This clip is a brutal reminder that horror can strike when you least expect it. This footage was captured by a Ring doorbell camera in March 2021. It starts like any other clip, just a calm, motionless view of a driveway in a quiet Florida neighborhood. There's nothing unusual about the scene at first. But then, the unthinkable happens. A small plane suddenly drops out of the sky. The camera records everything. The aircraft crashes nose first into a car parked in the driveway, then skids across the pavement and explodes into a massive fireball. The force of the impact, the violence of the scene, it's overwhelming. All of it caught on a security camera that was never meant to witness something like this. In the aftermath, it's confirmed that the 2 people on board the plane died instantly. Even worse, a woman and a young boy, who happened to be inside the car when the crash occurred, were also injured. In a matter of seconds, a peaceful afternoon was turned into a life-altering tragedy for multiple families. Most home security cameras catch porch pirates or stray animals, but this was something else entirely. It's a brutal, heartbreaking reminder that sometimes the real horror doesn't come from shadows or spirits, but from the sky above. But this isn't the only unsettling part. What happens next takes these doorbell encounters to an even darker level. Here's what the footage reveals. This footage was captured by a Ring doorbell camera on June 7, 2024, at 5:17 p.m. in the Waterford Lakes apartment complex. A younger woman living there had already noticed the same man walking by her door several times before. But on this day, she finally decided to file a police report. He was caught pacing back and forth in the hallway, directly in front of her apartment. Not once, but repeatedly. What stood out even more was that he only lingered near the units with Ring cameras, specifically 2 doors. That pattern raised serious concerns. It suggested he might be dealing drugs or committing other crimes in the corridors he thought weren't being recorded. Police took the report, but all they told her was to stay safe. Since then, she's been too afraid to even leave her apartment. This incident is a reminder. Even in places that feel familiar, safety isn't guaranteed. And when someone avoids being seen, there's usually a reason for it. Doorbell cameras are meant to watch over the quiet, everyday moments. Routine deliveries, a neighbor walking by. But sometimes, they record something far more disturbing. Like the chilling scream of a woman caught the instant intruders forced their way inside. This footage was captured by a Ring doorbell camera in Vaughan, Canada, during the night. Early in 2025, 3 men appeared outside a house, each carrying a bag and dressed head to toe in full-body clothing that concealed their faces completely. The way they moved, it was clear they weren't just passing by. Without hesitation, one of them reached for the doorknob, twisting it to see if it was unlocked. It wasn't, and that's when things turned violent.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Get in there. Find it.
The men began slamming against the door with their backs, feet, and full force, trying to break it down. Within moments, they succeeded. The door gave in, and all 3 rushed inside. Then, just seconds later, a piercing scream echoed through the camera. The video cuts off right after that. It's unclear what happened next, whether anyone inside was hurt or if the intruders took anything. But the footage did its job. It captured the break-in from beginning to end and was later used to identify the suspects. This incident is a chilling reminder. Lock your doors and always have eyes on the outside, because some intruders don't waste time with subtlety. When they come ready. We rely on doorbell cameras to monitor the quiet moments outside our homes, routine deliveries, the occasional passerby. But sometimes, those same cameras capture something far more disturbing. What follows is a chilling example of how quickly the ordinary can spiral into chaos. This footage was captured by a Ring doorbell camera in early 2024 during a tense neighbor dispute in the UK. The camera belonged to Victoria and her uncle, who has learning difficulties. She installed it to keep an eye on his safety. But her neighbor, 56-year-old Stephen Grove, wasn't happy about it. He claimed the camera overlooked his home and decided to take matters into his own hands. Over the course of the year, Grove attempted to sabotage the doorbell camera multiple times. He was recorded snipping wires with a pair of pliers, attacking another camera with a hammer, and even defacing a lens with a black marker. However, one day, something worse would occur, which he may have never imagined. In one bizarre moment, he nearly got crushed by a swinging door after allegedly removing its hinges. Eventually, the evidence caught up with him. Grove was hauled into court, where he pleaded guilty to criminal damage. And while he later admitted to his actions, calling them pathetic, he insisted he felt like a prisoner in his own home. Victoria stood by her decision. After her uncle once fell and was left alone for 45 minutes, she said the camera was never about spying, but about safety. This incident serves as a reminder. Sometimes, it's not strangers who cause the most disruption. It's the people living right next door, and how one tiny camera would capture it. And now, let's move on to the last disturbing video. This footage was captured by a Ring doorbell camera in Clear Lake, California, during the night. At exactly 12 o'clock, a teenage girl suddenly appeared in front of the house.
Ain't I home? Like... Is this my house?
She didn't knock. She didn't ask for help. Instead, she began looking around, scanning the windows and glancing over her shoulder. It quickly became clear she wasn't lost. She was a drug-addicted teen, and she was checking to see if the house was empty or unlocked. Inside, the homeowner watched from the other side of the door. Through the camera, he saw she was standing, but not leaving. He waited, hoping she'd walk away, but she didn't, so he finally spoke up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bother you. I got lost. I apologize.
Alright.
Wait.
Nah, go away, please. Get off the property, please. No. And clearly.
He asked her what she was doing. She apologized and was surprised as she hadn't expected anyone to be home. Only then, after being firmly told to leave, did she finally walk away. That was the end of the encounter. But it raises an unsettling question. What if no one had been home? What if the door had been unlocked? Because this wasn't a random moment of confusion. It was someone ready to break in, if she thought no one was watching. That's all for today, folks. If you want to see more of this disturbing content, click on the video on screen.